President William Samoei Ruto omnibus interview with the leading TV stations in this country on Wednesday night in State House left Kenyans with a scary skeleton of how his 2023 dream looks like. Instead, taking better part of his time there to compare himself to Uhuru Kenyatta's regime. Welcome to the Bold Analysis. My name is Kevin Oduor. I sat through the interview session, both two sets of interview in English and Swahili. Watching that interview for the first time, by the way, I went back to the TV screens after the events of August 15. Now in this podcast, I want us to look at the tone and dig deep on Ruto's plan on all the three giant sectors: cost of living, the UNGA politics, education, and the economy. So I really want to dig deep on this. Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell and also like our video. One thing I have come to realize that it is very easy to learn from Ruto is that it's promising a change and delivering a change are totally two different things. The president was full of promises, easy made but kept. Now the currency is adding on more promises. I made one observation that Ruto's words, or rather Ruto's speech was not a matter of pitch, but in response to questions, was dominated by words like "we are planning," "there is a lot of changing this, changing that," and emphasis on structures. Now, this is putting Kenyans, in short, on the mode of wait and see. It's a wait and see mode. The emphasis on structural reorganization of government, parastatals and commissions. But give it to him. One thing you can take away from him is that he's a man who is hands-on. Every ministry, even though you will miss some one or two issues here and there, but he seems to be hands-on everything. That's something that you can take. Now, I'm glad that the interview organizers decided to touch on real issues and not to look for the dramas. But then, one of the first aspects was the question of subsidies. And because I've really been talking about this in this channel, and I was so keen to see on how he was going to respond, but I wanted to play for you this clip of unga.
Kama hii uchaguzi ingeenda kivingine, pengine saa hizi unga ingekuwa shilingi 300. Kwa sababu kama you are not sensitive na vile mambo yanavyoendelea katika taifa na haujashughulika, not necessarily hapa mbele, behind the scenes, kujua utafanya lipi.
Now, the UNGA politics is politics that has been here with us here for some time, and there is a point where I differ with him. The question on UNGA, I think it was purely political, in terms of creating us versus them. If it is us, how about if it's Raila? I think it was preemptive, but of course he decided to take a political angle with that, which, okay, fine, that's how things roll. But I differ with President Ruto on something. He said that Uhuru Kenyatta subsidies were for political expediency, not, that's big English, to sway the voters to vote on a particular way. That's what he said. And so that they were not scientific, in conformity with the way to revive our economy, which makes a lot of sense. But then, if UNGA was only for 1 month, and the total subsidy was supposed to be 8,000 billion, and only 4 billion was paid, then UNGA, you can comfortably say it was maybe being used for that. So, secondly, the point is this. So, how about fuel? There are some subsidies that were introduced in the wake of COVID-19, and they want to cushion the public from the effects of COVID-19, and the other one was on the Ukraine war. honestly, I think Ruto became a bit uneconomical with the truth. That there was some, like example, the one for fuel, it was because of the international market forces. And the president, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, decided do it. And so, you can't clamp all the subsidies and say that all the subsidies were politically triggered for swing voters, while some started way back, even during COVID. For example, the banks are now charging for the transfer of money, mobile money transfer, which was lifted during COVID-19 to cushion people. So, do you also want to say that that was because of politics? On that, I honestly differ with President Ruto. He didn't get it right. Or even if so, he decided to use the tactic of omission to omit what, according to me, was the giant thing. And I received another question today. We are saying that we're going to use government land and employ PPP, including the Galana Kulanu, to produce food as a way of making sure that we get our food. So, is government going to give people food free? No. We are already offering a factor of production, government land. So, have we done our mathematics well to know that, okay, government ikichukua shamba yake ilime ikuwe na mahindi, iuzwe to the granary, we are going to have it easier. Is it sustainable? The next 10 years or 5 years? It's another question. Are we going, now that government in Alima mahindi, are we going to sell that mahindi to people? Now, if you are keen, Ruto loses temper when you talk about GMO.
Sasa mimi tukajiuliza kama ni 1% ama 2% ama 3% ama whatever. Si percent tu ni percent, sasa chakula yenyewe ni GMO tayari. Sasa hii kusumbuana na percentage ndio ulipe gharama nyingi, hiyo ni kukosa mpango. Marekani 100% GMO. Nchi zingine 100% GMO. Umesikia mtu amemea pembe huko South Africa kwa sababu alikula GMO? Ama amemea miguu? Ama wamama amemea ndevu? Nasikia watu wengine wanasema sijui nani atamea nini. You know, hii ni porojo na propaganda ya watu ambao hawataki tuwe na uwezo wa kuzalisha chakula ya kutosha. Mimi mwenyewe nimekula chakula ya GMO. Mimi nimemea matiti. Ama ile wanasemekana sijui nani atafanya nini, tutakuwa na extra nini, you know, lazima tuambiane ukweli.
Yeah, and not, this one was in the Kiswahili version. If you refer to the one in English, the English version, he was asked about the east and west, whether he was going west or he was going east, and again he also looked irritated that he didn't want that conversation. I think that's a bit emotive to him. I don't know for what reason. Remember, GMO was one of the most emotive factor in better part of November and December and early December, but it has come out to it. Now, I want to challenge the mainstream media and fact checkers. There is something that if it remains as it is, we need to check data. Because Kenya Kwanza are, according to me, sort of misrepresenting data. I have been analyzing Hustler Fund. So when I listened to the first part, I'm glad some Gituki later came on and asked him where I was getting that data. I knew that what has been disbursed so far was 12 billion. So when he came in the first statement, he said 20 billion. You know why? It is not that the gap, it is not that it didn't want. If Kenyans did not come up and ask where that data is coming from, that you ingeda evil. The truth of the matter here is this, that Kenya Kwanza are exaggerating some data. I may be wrong on this because I'm not privy to everything, but the data, I don't agree. Yes, so there was a bit of misrepresentation of data, and another strategy is some emotional connotation of the solutions they are giving. In what in really sense is some of the projects are not even successful. So I want to use a very good example. The reason why we introduced Hustler Fund was access to financing. so that people can get money and do business. And when people do business, we spur economic growth at the lower part of the pyramid. When he was asked that, and I think it was asked by the K24 journalists, that are these people that are borrowing going to do business? Does government have a track of knowing that the borrowers who were supposed to do business, to be entrepreneurs, are actually doing business? The conversation changed, and the president responded by saying that so long as Kenyans are paying, he doesn't care what you are doing with the money. So if this money is being used for paying, like I interviewed another gentleman on the Hustler Fund, he was saying he paid medical fee for for the daughter. So if it is just, and in fact, Hustler Fund is a personal loan. Even then, I've said, oh yes, I remember. Even in that pitch, President referred to Hustler Fund as a personal loan. So personal loan ni kulipa token ya stima, kulipa hapa, small fees here, maji, ili ya maji hapa kidogo, gas, hata 500 haijazi gas, mama mboga hapa, kulipa kidogo. So, in real sense, did we give people money? Did the government just offer personal loan? Or it was supposed to offer loan for entrepreneurship? I was shocked to see that U-turn. That it doesn't matter what you do with it, so long as you repay. And as the way we confirmed, he's saying that 75% people have repaid. Oh guys, go and look out for that data. Let me also not expose everything. No, just also go and after that data, look at the repayment rate, and you will understand why, to me, I think that has been mutilated. Now, even acknowledging the protocols, the breaches, if you want to tell the emotional connotation of the whole problem, they acknowledge, and Smart was asking on, because this is a very big project, why is it anchored on law? Yes, of course, it's anchored on law, and I also need to clarify that. The law allows the government to spend money as supplementary budget, then within 2 months, present a supplementary budget bill in the National Assembly, and it is passed, even after that money is used. So he has said that they used supplementary budget, and of course in February they will take that to the National Assembly. Now, he acknowledged that there could be some gaps. According to the whole protocol, that there's supposed to be some committee, this, that, and that has not been crafted. But there is an emotional connotation of the success of it. And the success, to me, is not it. Let's not sugarcoat this thing. The success of Hustler Fund is not on how people can get it easy. We've had funds, we've had tellers and the apps where people go and take fund with phones without these committees and meetings. So on that front, I don't think it's the special thing in Hustler Fund. Let's not lie. Teller Fund is here. So there's nothing special on that end. The only thing that to me would make it easy is the interest rate. So, acknowledging that there are flaws, the way we are representing Hustler Fund, what we have chosen to represent as a success is on how we are disbursing it, not on whether it's actually producing entrepreneurs. Now, Ruto smartly dodged the county's question. It was asked, counties are claiming that they have not answered, they're not receiving money in time. Then he said, I've sat down with them, I've done that, And that's why I said there is a lot of I've done that, we are going to do this, and let's wait for the other one, this. Now, we are all in the mode of wait and see. I don't know what to expect, but to me, it was all in all. The president is a man who can promise you tomorrow is Sunday, and you will wake up with the Bible in the morning telling you, yes, we are going to church. It's a lot. The convincing, the finishing language is there. As to whether it translates to something tangible, it's upon you to find out.